majorly required from Cisco network industry point of view. Right, so that's there. And I feel you, sir. I have been driving a lot. So last week I completed my Bhutan trip, Gurgaon to Bhutan on my car, back to Bhutan. So Bhutan is also into similar domain and industry, and I'm sure we'll collaborate on that. Thanks.
I represent a company called LX Learning. LX stands for Learning Experience. So it's been founded just 3 months back. Earlier I used to be part of different edtech companies, but I'm in the edtech space for the last 2 decades. Pretty much, we all rivers have to go into the ocean, right? So the end goal was to get into the corporate segment. So I got into the corporate.
Across Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Odisha. Before this, I worked as a teacher, a lecturer and professor. As I'm working as a professor, getting a salary of just 25,000 just 10 years back. And of course parallelly doing the training. Then what I understood is that getting a salary at the end of the month is just 25,000, but 25,000 is coming in training just in 10 days. So I shifted to training fully. And just soft skills training too, where one day training I get 20,000 rupees. But twice, 2 months means 2 months I get a chance. If any soft skills training is there, I can give a chance to you also, right? So that's it.
Training experience around 20 years, fairly training, and I've been to colleges, taken bachelors in so many colleges, universities all over India. I've been to Indian Army as well. I've conducted almost 8 months of trainings for more than 1,200 plus Indian Army guys.
So the cognitive behavioral therapy helps me pinpoint that negative thought and see how I bring about acceptance of the negative thought that I have and how do I change it into a positive factor, and I reinforce it in my life and deal with that.
How do we make sure that we always get paid for every single training which we deliver? Because a lot of time we heard that trainers are getting engaged by companies and they are struggling. Either they are not completely getting paid at all, or they are getting paid very late, right? Or maybe partially they have to come up with some sort of a settlement. So how do we protect ourselves? I got a couple of ideas which I am going to share. So first, introduction. Many freelance trainers face delay, right? Partial or not payment after delivery of the training. Objective is to share information and provide you at least a couple of options which you can use. Right? Before training, what you need to do? Before you pick up the assignment, many times you will see that a training company is coming to you and say that deliver training from tomorrow. Right? So you have to be very careful with those type of people who are coming very late, because you will have very limited time to deal with things. But what you need to do is, first, do your own due diligence whether that company is reasonable or not. How you can do it? You can talk to other people who have done training, do a little bit research, go to Google and find about the feedback about that company. Obviously, it's going to take time. So, but you have to do that. My suggestion was to prepare a page, maybe in LinkedIn, a group where people, when, for example, if I go and deliver a training for a company, after delivery and receiving the payment, I can come to this site or this page and provide my feedback. I delivered this training for this company from this day to this day, payment was prompt, and give my rating. That's how, if you can build something like it and people keep on providing feedback, it's a very good source from where anybody can come and see your pricing. And then if they agree, they will say, yes, we agree, and you deliver the training. Now, if you are simply accepting somebody's word in delivering training, you are at risk. So what you need to do is, you need to ask to provide a purchase order, right, or work order. Now, many times these company will send you a shady purchase order. They will just create a Word file and send it to you without their letterhead, without their signature, without their seal. It's not a proper documentation, right? So be careful. Accept the purchase order in their letterhead which has their name, address properly written. It should be signed by somebody with the pen. They cannot just type Alkesh Mishra in bracket and say that this is the sign. This is not acceptable, right? Once you receive it, if you receive good purchase order, which you feel is correct document, maybe digitally signed, accept it. But if not,
I am new in that. So what is the content of PO?
I will show you one. If not, then once you receive that email, reply back to say that this is my quotation. And in quotation, you very clearly mention what are the terms and conditions of engagement, which training you are delivering, what date to what date, what time to what time, whether on-site, offline, what is the payment term, right? What is the amount, everything you agree, send to them, say that please confirm, and then I will accept it. So you have a proper documentation happening of acceptance of terms and conditions. Fine. Now, many times these company will come and say that okay, you delivered the training, feedback is not good. So always develop a mechanism where you are let's say it's a 4 days training program. The day one feedback must happen. You must take a day one feedback. You cannot just skip that part saying that okay, I did the delivery of training, they did not provide feedback link, and they did not provide feedback form, so I did not take. Please don't do that. After you explain one concept, one topic, ask the participant about their feedback. Do you have any question around it? Do you have any clarification which you need? You keep on asking verbally so that if they have a problem, they will tell you. If not, they cannot claim it later on. Always try to take a...
Yeah, I would like to add one point for what you're saying. I've been using this feedback technique for a couple of years now. I've been using Microsoft Forms as a feedback link, and in every training I give that feedback form my own, independent of the client. I give my own feedback form with all the parameters included, rating, question answers, even independent feedback what people can type. I've done that, and I used to send that feedback form to my consultant saying that hey, this is the feedback I got. So they cannot deny that with all the contacts, all the emails, all the phone numbers included. So as he said, feedback really helped me a lot. So they can never say that hey, your feedback was bad.
Like you can take on Google Forms also.
Yes,
Or
yes,
I think
absolutely.
let's
I wanted to point that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
just
Good.
please write it down.
So-
Please write down your comments.
So at the end of the day, if it is a 4-day or 5-day or 10-day program, at the end of the day, definitely take a feedback. Verbally, ask each individual question, right? Each individual person and take the feedback so that you have a good data, right? So that's all about mention the terms and conditions which you are going to in your quotation. We're still referring to the quotation, right? So customer engage you, you send your quotation by email, mention all the terms, condition, payment, right? And if they delay your payment, mention what penalty you're going to charge. And let them reply back saying that I accept. Remember that when a training provider is coming to you as a trainer, he is in need. Once you have completed your delivery, you are in need of a payment. Fine? So he will definitely respond back. You ask them, insist them, reply back, then I will confirm. Fine? Ask for a proper purchase order, and if you feel that this is those kind of a company like IIHT, ask for a post-dated check in advance, because that check you can present and get it bounces, and then the court case can happen or a police complaint can happen.
Do talk about the time frame that you have to put the bounce the and you have to respond also.
Right. You can mention in all terms, condition, whatever you are mentioning in quotation.
Yeah. You want to come here
can-
and say that?
You can have.
Yeah, when you talk about the legal thing, I have one point. Probably we can discuss later.
Yeah.
So that, say for example, I live in Hyderabad and training partner is from Delhi, right? Now, if I raise a court case over here in Hyderabad, they will ask to move it to Delhi, right? They can go to Supreme Court to transfer the case from Hyderabad to Delhi. Then it would be difficult for me, because they are a company, it would be difficult for me to every day go to Delhi to fight the case.
We are giving you many options. Just hold it for some time. We are giving you many options here. During the training. So what we talked about so far before the training. When you start your training, maintain proper attendance record. Like today we mentioned attendance record. We are signing it. Make sure you're doing it every day and you're keeping a record of it. Fine. So maintain record, maintain the feedback form, right? Proof of the training happening. Record the session if it is possible, right? Take a group photo of with the participant so that nobody can deny that you did not deliver. Fine. Get a written email acknowledgement of training completion. Once you complete the training, send an email to them, send a WhatsApp message saying that training completed, everybody was happy, and ask them to respond back. Fine. Take few senior and customer name, very important. Take few senior and customer name, email and number to use in case of non-payment by vendor. So let's say I am delivering a training for this company and these two people are senior manager. I take their contact information. In case my vendor do not deliver payment to me, I will seek their help. Because while I deliver training to them, I build very good rapport. Right? They are treating me as a guru. So they will help definitely. That way I can build pressure to the training company so that my payment is not stuck. Right? So these are few things. Next, post training, what we do. As soon as you complete the training, make sure you are sending your training invoice immediately. Prepare a very good quality of invoice. Mention your bank detail. Mention the previous communication which happened, right? Purchase order date number this particular date, quotation number this, quotation that, everything properly mention and send it to them. Don't forget to mention your bank detail. Remind 1 or 2 days before the due date is coming. If you feel they are good quality of provider, for example Palmetto, you don't have to worry, payment will come on time. If it's a RPS consulting, don't worry about it, payment will come on time. But if different type of vendors are there, make sure you remind them 2 days before. Because if you don't remind, they will say, okay, 30 days के बाद फिर और 4 दिन लेंगे. Right? So remind them. Maintain all communication recorded. Do not create a fresh email. Always follow the same chain email which are happening so that full track record is there in a single email. Right? And maintain all the records. Your follow-up strategy. First reminder, send a polite follow-up email, right? After due date is crossed. Second reminder, escalate to the higher authority within the customer, right? Maybe HR, maybe CEO of the company, right? Or build public pressure. For example, go to LinkedIn, go to Google and write about it. If it's really getting, to that situation where you feel you're not going to get paid. Right? Otherwise, hold this as a last resort only. Final step, legal notice, formal demand letter by registered post. Now legal notice, as and when we talk about, we always think that we have to engage a lawyer to do that. The answer is no. Lawyer, why we are engaging? We are engaging lawyer because we cannot draft legal language letter. That's the reason we are thinking about engaging a lawyer. If lawyer send a demand notice to somebody, instead of me sending or me sending directly to the customer, both has same legal validity. But when you are sending it, make sure you send it through speed post. Even if they don't accept it, you have a proof which you can take to the competent authority saying that I serve the notice. Keep the acknowledgement of your posting. Fine. Seek the support of freelance unions, like we are forming a group, we can help, right? Blacklist company, report them to various professional forums like LinkedIn, etc. And legal case if required, then obviously you have to follow. But I am going to give you other options. I don't want you to go into legal route directly because it's costly affair, long-term affair. Fine. So other options, which are now best thing to do is go for MSME registration. Now each individual person who is working as an individual trainer, you cannot register yourself as an MSME. MSME is called a medium and small micro enterprise, government of India, right? But companies can do. So if you are working as an individual, registered a proprietary organization, proprietary name. It doesn't cost much money, probably 5,000-6,000 rupees it will cost. MSME registration is completely free. And as soon as you are MSME registered, you get a registration number called Udyam registration. Mention in all your quotation, mention in all your invoices, and that itself provide you a safeguard. The MSME law says that vendor must be paid within 45 days without any default. If there is a default, there is a legal responsibility of that company. They are liable for it.
So say suppose I can just go ahead and register myself as
Yes,
MSME.
yourself.
Do not need
No consultant, no form needed. I'll give you the link.
Okay.
Just go there, fill your information. That's it, done.
And in this particular situation, is say suppose I do have a company of mine, and I had the contract with the company under that name, then will I be able to work under that?
Your company should get registered with MSME. If you already have a company, register it.
Okay, so and right now say this happened 2 months before I registered the company. Would that still be valid?
Then we have to check.
It's not valid. After registration only it's valid.
I will get back on.
Okay.
So can we ask the client to include this number in the PO as well?
Yes.
No, okay, probably I'll give you that. Any professional company today will have a ask if you are a MSME registered company or not. You have to declare every year to your companies.
Vendors.
The procurement team will ensure that this document is also collected from us.
We'll give it
We have to keep.
So your question was, when they are giving you a purchase order, in that are they going to mention your MSME
Should we
number?
mention that they have to include our?
Answer is no.
No.
But they should include, if you are a GST registered, then they should include your GST number.
So when we are raising the invoice, then we can include.
Then you can include. In your quotation, you can keep. And in quotation, you can write down in terms conditions saying that we are a MSME registered company.
Even in the email trail as well. we can
Uh-huh.
mention.
In the email, in your quotation.
Generally in the invoice we can have like GST number and MSME number both.
Invoice you can keep all. Now, mention your. So, all of you, make sure you get the MSME registration done. It has a minimum compliance requirement. It doesn't cost any money at all, but it safeguards you. Mention your number, right? Mention your quote terms, condition very clearly. Say that your quotation is subject to this particular act. Fine?
When we get registered with MSME, what are the tax items?
Nothing. No relation to tax. Anything. Whatever is your otherwise tax liability, that's it. Fine. Now, in case a vendor is not paying, within 45 days, if they don't pay, follow your reminder process. 1 week, 10 days, 15 days, 2-3 reminders, sending a post, generating acknowledgement, and then when you feel not getting paid, come to this URL. samadhanmsme.gov.in. Select case filing for entrepreneur, fill all detail, upload all the document, quotation, purchase order, communication, training feedback, attendance list, photograph, whatever you can. And then this is assigned within the MSME, it is assigned to a team. It is assigned to a department which does the mediation. Now what happened? These people, MSME people will approach that person from whom you have claimed. They will ask to respond back, and because it's all government related organization, they have authority to provide feedback about a company to the registrar of company. So let's say your customer was a private limited company. They are registered with Corporate Affairs Ministry of Government of India. These people will report bad feedback about them, and there is a chance that company will become delisted company. So it's a very big pressure, right? So that's one approach for you.
The company would be made aware of that, they can be
They
delisted.
will be made aware of.
And would it be possible for us to check
You can
which
track your
companies are delisted like that?
delisted company. You can check in website, but we are not looking at that right now. What we are looking at is our case which we are filing. So our case which we are filing, you can status track and you will be notified as well. Now for this company who is not paying you, for them to become unregistered or delisted company, it might take a couple of years. So we are not looking at that. But all the delisted company can be checked in MCA website, Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Let's come back here. So legal protection under MSME is one, Act says client must pay within 45 days. They cannot take more than that. If they delay 45 days, then they are legally required to pay compensation 3 times of the RBI bank rate. Next, the Facilitation Council can order them to pay the pending amount with interest. So this council is what is going to handle your case within the MSME, and they will deal with that organization.
Can I have a small question?
Yes, please.
Within 45 days you are talking.
From the day they have received the invoice.
From that.
The receipt, that too they are counting as 45 days. But they said that after 45 days, not within 45 days.
No,
Then you have to think whether you want to work with them or not.
within 45.
Oh, so always most of the clients what they saying, you know,
So in your
raise the invoice, the day the invoice raise, that day to 45 days they're counting, after 45 days they will.
Which is
No,
not
no,
after
you have to
days
mention
here is
net
not making-
45 in your invoice. You mention payment terms is net 45 days. It means you have to pay within 45 days.
You also have to mention that after
Use-
45 days I'm live, I can charge you interest at this percentage. You put it in that invoice.
And these are applicable for any freelancer
Any-
roles.
No, you have to come up
Not
with
just
a company
freelancer, any
first.
company.
I mean, company.
You
have to
says
proprietorship
it
form.
doesn't have to be just a trainer oriented.
Mine is private limited, so
It
That's
could be
better.
As a individual,
Better.
as a corporate,
As a, it could
as
be a
a
marketing
company.
agency, as a consulting firm, anything.
Any business.
Okay.
Other option is going to consumer forum. So here is the link. You can go to consumer helpline, and here there is an option to raise a dispute or a case. Next is go to Lok Adalat. Instead of going to, so I am giving you multiple options rather than going to civil court. Lok Adalat generally is better option because they always do mediation, but be prepared because Lok Adalat is a mediation forum. So you have to probably compensate little bit in terms of saying that okay, pay me 90% of payment, 80%, whatever is agreed between two parties. Fine. But these are the options available to you. I would highly recommend everybody to follow through MSME. That's it.
If you can just write down that list.
So you want a list of documents to file the complaint.
If I need
No,
to file a complaint,
you need to remember now. Okay. One, you send a quotation always to your customer. Even if they give purchase order, you say that no, fine, but I am still going to send you a quotation
then you have
and
to-
reply back to me.
Okay.
So when they are replying to quotation, because in their purchase order, the terms and condition will be drafted by them.
Yeah.
You want your own term condition, so you say that don't send me purchase order, let me give you quotation. Quotation can be simple email which has everything written with terms condition and say that please acknowledge and accept and send me the purchase order with the acceptance. So you have quotation, you got purchase order, you got training attendance record, training photo, feedback link, feedback records, right? And all communication, everything
for
put together.
virtual training.
Virtual training as well, follow the same thing. It
Same.
doesn't matter whether it is a classroom or a virtual.
How
I mean,
to
then take the
maintain-
photograph.
One question at a time.
Take
Go
the
ahead.
photograph of the people who attended the training.
Screenshots.
Okay, that's
Valid.
applicable in the court.
Valid. That.
You are there, you are delivering, you have that should be good
You
enough.
can have screenshots and a bit of screen clippings as well, video clippings as well.
Zoom ID password, very important.
Also, if one of the trainer will ask in the chat, how was the training? Just give me the feedback. In the chat itself, and he used to take the screenshot of the chat and keep it as a record.
Question is that suppose we as of now till now what I did, I never give quotation till now.
Never.
Always I'm accepting the purchase order, then only I'm starting batches. Now what I am trying to ask you, suppose recently one of the company which I did purchase order, everything I get, then after that I went there Pune, so I did the batches, but the client is very good, but coming to the point, the vendor through which I went there, so they are within 7 days they did like anything. So unnecessary 11 o'clock meeting, 12 o'clock meeting, I never did in my life 12 o'clock meeting. So unnecessary thing they're keeping work on me. So it's a too much pressure. So within 7 days I left that one. I said I'm not going to do that. My person is I left that. But in that situation, what I'm going to do? Because as of now, just I want to know that this is the thing.
So your
But
question
actually,
is, I'll just reframe your question and say that if the vendor is trying to pressurize you in other ways to trying to unnecessary meetings,
apart from the training,
apart from the training that same time.
Unnecessary killing my time. The 7 days they never did my like 10:30, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock meeting, and they're not understanding my point. So the unnecessary meetings they are doing. 7 days continuously I worked, and after that I simply said no, I'm not going to do this batch. I completely stopped that batch and never asked the single pie to them, and even they did not respond to
They
me.
were trying to micromanage.
Simply I did not did anything.
You simply say that my business, for example, my business hours is 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Please contact in that. If somebody call me little later as well, I say that you are calling me in odd time. I sleep 9 o'clock. Please call me tomorrow morning.
I did all this because these many years I did, right? I never faced this kind of recently I faced. So I said that I never faced this kind of things in my whole life.
Probably not.
There are very less trainers in India. So if there is a requirement, then immediately when the requirement comes out, I will get 10-15 calls from different vendors for the same
Client.
training, for the same client, and they won't, most of them won't tell the client name because they have their company policies and all. Then I say, yeah, I do this training. Yeah, of course I train this, and I tell all the like 2-3 people. I tell the same thing. Then I understand it's for the same thing, same request. Then I stop telling. But I have already committed 2 to 3 people or maybe 4 or 5 people for the same training. Now in such a situation, when then I come to a false position, right? So you have committed 2-3 people, 2-3 different training partner for the same training. So in such situation, what should I do?
Nothing. You don't have any role to play.
I don't have any role to
You
play.
just give your profile, your TOC, etc. And whosoever gets customer call to you, that's well you will attend. And if the training comes to you, you will deliver. That's it. There is no more role for you to play.
Yeah, but I'm in a false position. My